Alright everyone, we are going to review the range. If they're farther away, you use the jolt, like that. If they're closer, then you'll use the shoulder whirl punches to take them out. And then, if they're even closer, then you'll use your hooks, which we're going to go over right now. Start with the shovel punch, which is super important. Use it for close quarters. You'll either put your elbows by your ribs or by your hips. Okay, let's go. So, if you're throwing to the body, then you'll put your elbow down by your hips. So for the shovel hook, you're going to throw it at about 45 degrees, like a cross between a hook and an uppercut. And if you are aiming for their body, you'll throw it right around your hips, just like that. And you're going to want to almost like dig your hips into the target, and you're going to want to dig your fists in. It's like you're shoveling into whatever you're punching. You're just really digging in with those knuckles. Now if you're aiming for their head, you're going to throw your shovel hooks from higher, so your elbows will be right around your rib cage instead of by your hips, but you still keep it at 45 degrees. Here's a demonstration of what it looks like throwing from about the ribs, pretending that I'm hitting their head. That shovel punch, 45 degrees, lurch with the hips, and throw with the shoulders, like that. So it's like your hips are going into the target almost, shifting those hips in, the shoulders in. And yep, now we're going to go over the outside hooks. To practice this, you're going to put your hands just like that, with your fists towards you and your elbows out. And as you swing these, like you're doing the shoulder whirl, I want you to clench your fists about the same time that your elbows will be hitting the target. Alright, and here is me demonstrating it. Your hands like that, and you're throwing it like a shoulder whirl. And as the tip of your elbows impact the target, you're squeezing your fists, the same way you do right before you hit a target with your fists. And I'm about to tell you the reason why. The reason why is because when you throw a hook, it'll be at a 90-degree angle, just like that. And when you throw it, it's the same thing. You clench your fist right as it would hit the target. Boom! Actually, sometimes you want to go a little bit sharper than 90. Because as the saying goes, if you miss with your fist, you should accidentally glance them with your elbow. You're not fighting dirty, you're just using good form. It's tight like that, so it'll be nice and explosive. You want to keep these outside hooks nice and tight. And as you're throwing them with a lot of speed. You're throwing it with your body. Boom. It's not the arms are frozen at about 90 or a bit less than that. It's the turning of your body, your shoulder whirl, all those muscles. You put your force into it. Power goes through the legs, through the hips, through the body. The arms are just there to carry all that energy. Just like that. Okay. Next up, we're going to practice the corkscrew punch. There are a few ways to throw it. Some people like to throw it like that. The whole idea is that it's a hook, but it's a hook with a very shallow angle, and the force from it comes from turning your fist sharp at the end. This doesn't have a lot of oomph to it, but what you can do is if someone has a cut, then you can do that sharp turn at the end, and the friction might cause the cut to reopen. And you got to be careful when you're throwing this. You got to make sure that you hit with your knuckles. So that means if you have to turn your knuckles all the way over to hit with them, then so be it. So you can throw it like that. Some folks like to throw it a bit different, where they're going to throw it, but they're going to sharply twist their fists down and then their elbows high up, just like that. Just like that. You got to be careful with this. You got to keep your wrist strong so you don't break your wrist. And here's a demonstration of me throwing a few of those. Watch me throw them. You got to be careful. Got to keep your wrist strong. And as you're throwing this, you almost want to step to the outside, almost pivot, so it's like your feet are turning. Ideally, This is a punch that you should throw mainly when you are making a pivoting step to move out of the way of them. Okay. So now watch me throw a few just like that. That is called a check hook. You throw that with a normal hook. The idea is that you pivot on that lead foot, ideally. You get out of the way of them, and you give them a going away present like a matador. So you can throw that with the normal. And the beautiful thing about these hooks, oh, just like that, you can throw with an outside hook, or I suppose with another hook, is that they go so well together in combinations. You can mix all those hooks together at close range, and it's a thing of beauty. Good work, everyone!